What is going on, guys? I am Blake Caro, and I'm joined by Kyle Laporte, and this is a breaking news edition of Wrestling Rocks. But first, we have three big stories, but first, this is coming from TNA and the Inquisitor, and I love the Inquisitor, but it has to do with Bobby Roode and Eric Young. Bobby Roode and Eric Young have reportedly, this is not confirmed 100%, but apparently they are going to be leaving Impact Wrestling. Bobby Roode tweeted out, "Thank you to everyone who had a part in making the last 12 years of my life unforgettable. On to the next chapter of my life. Hashtag Ick Factor." Eric Young tweeted out, "Fans who have watched and supported anything I have done, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's see what happens next. Hashtag thank you." And the website keeps going, Inquisitor, and this is, and I quote, "It is not entirely known why they broke off of any contract negotiation with TNA or why they didn't re-sign. Speculations has been running wild that they may head over to the WWE, but there's not a confirmation that is true." And this is where, this is a rumor, and this is why I say rumor with quotations. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, and a lot of stuff Dave Meltzer has said is not true. Not to mention, Dave Meltzer has reported for a very long time that Enzo and Cass were going to debut on Raw. And the only time it's happened is a Fastlane. They have yet to make TV appearances. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer is now stating that it may end up being a situation that does have to do with the WWE. He states that departures of Eric Young and Bobby Roode from TNA may indeed be WWE related at some point. Nobody actually knows where Roode and Young are actually headed. If it is WWE, then it is all a part of a big secret that no one knows about, and revealing any small snippet of information as Wrestling Inc. reports. So, that is the first huge news. I do have a rant I'm wanting to go on following Bobby Roode, but Kyle, I've talked for a good 2 or 3 minutes now. What do you think, man? Bobby Roode and Eric Young.
I think, honestly, that's insane. Whether they got a deal by WWE or not to go there, it's still insane they're leaving TNA. They are two of the TNA originals. There's some guys, like a handful of guys you can call TNA originals, but they have really been there through thick and thin from the beginning of the company, when it was just a small promotion. They've been for them to leave, no matter what reason it is, it's crazy. I still can't believe it, honestly. I'm still shocked about it. And yes, you did say it is a rumor, but if it is true, that's absolutely huge, and that's really going to hurt the company, because those guys are huge there. They are, like I said, two of the originals, and they really bring in a lot of people. They are amazing to see, and I'm really sad to see them go. I hope if they do end up going to WWE, I think it'll be great for them, but still, seeing them leave TNA really does hurt.
Yeah, it hurts TNA badly, but I'm looking at a poster right now of House of Hardcore 14, and nobody, you guys can't see this, but Kyle and I can. Don't miss, this is from House of Hardcore, don't miss Real Bobby Roode and the Eric Young facing each other for the first time of a Canadian soil at House of Hardcore 14, and this doesn't seem to be a TNA promotion, and I see Rhino and Eric, or not Eric, but Tommy Dreamer. But back to the Bobby Roode. If they come to the WWE, like you said, that's a big blow to TNA, because that would be AJ Styles, a former TNA World Champion. Austin Aries, a former TNA World Champion. Who else?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, yes. I can't believe I missed him. Samoa Joe being a TNA World Champion. That would be a big blow to the company. But here's my rant. Bobby Roode had James Storm leave WWE NXT to start up Beer Money. So a couple months after, fly by, now Bobby Roode's leaving. Now again, this is not confirmed that they're coming to the WWE. It is not confirmed that they are leaving TNA. It is just by these tweets that a lot of people are going by that they did leave. Again, the Wrestling Observer has come out to say, which I don't trust the Wrestling Observer, they have come out to say a lot of things and it's not true. They are saying that it is WWE related, or it can be. So again, I don't trust the Wrestling Observer. They get a very small portion of things right, and when they do get it right, everyone goes crazy. But my rant is, you had beer money startup to James Storm signing a contract with TNA. Now Bobby Roode is leaving. So let's say it's kind of, in my opinion, shitty because James Storm has to stick out with that contract now. Bobby Roode is leaving. That's just how I look at it. I don't like the situation. I think that Bobby Roode, and I think Bobby Roode should have left a long time ago, but I know that he was very loyal to TNA or Impact Wrestling. So that's my thoughts. I would love to see them in a WWE ring, but now the question is, and we're talking Bobby Roode. I'm not talking Eric Young, because Bobby Roode's the bigger star in this. Does Bobby Roode allow himself? Let's say WWE contacts him. Okay.
Okay.
Does Bobby Roode allow himself to go to NXT and not to the main roster?
I don't know. It's hard to say because even guys like Samoa Joe and James Storm, they've been around just as long, if not maybe as long as Bobby Roode. And I don't know if I can foresee Bobby Roode going to NXT. It's definitely possible. I think he would have a great career there. I don't know if he's gonna want to do that or do what AJ did and say, I mean, as much as I love the guys on NXT, I wanted to go to the main roster, I prefer it there, that kind of, whatever he said, that kind of thing. I don't know if I can foresee him going to the NXT. I don't know. I think he'd be better on the main roster, honestly. I don't think he would do as well in NXT.
Now, this could be a very, very, very crazy question. And people could, destroy me in the comments for asking this. Is Bobby Roode as big as AJ Styles? Does he get that jump from not going to NXT and going straight to the WWE? Or to the main roster, excuse me? Does he get that jump?
First, to answer your first part of the question, no, he's not as big as AJ Styles. Mainly because Bobby Roode, I don't know his career, if there was a career before TNA, which there probably was. I've only known him in TNA, and he's really only been there. That's all he's really done. Where AJ, he was at TNA, he's done also other promotions like Ring of Honor. He was in New Japan for a while. He's known globally around the world. He's been in promotions all around, a champion in everywhere he's been. Bobby Roode, he could have been that. I'm not 100% sure. I could get ripped out in the comments. I just know that he's been in TNA, done big things there. So he's not as big of a name as AJ, but I could still see him getting that push to the main roster. Like I said, I mean, could he go to NXT? Yes, he would do great there. I think, though, he would do way much better on the main roster, honestly.
And I don't talk about Eric Young as much, people, because Eric Young is not as big of a star, in my opinion, and then this is why. Eric Young is not as big as Bobby Roode. Agree or disagree?
I agree with that, yes.
Okay, so Bobby Roode, if he does go to the WWE, in my opinion, the guy deserves to be on the main roster. But I think it would be someone like Samoa Joe and Austin Aries, people like that, saying, "Hey, man, it's really good here. You can come here and do a lot."
Oh yeah, for sure.
For him to go to the NXT roster. Now, Eric Young, if he does go in, and again, I'm going to say this, and I've said this like 3 or 4 times. Bobby Roode and Eric Young they're not going to the WWE. It's not official that they are looking at the WWE. The Wrestling Observer says that they are, but again, the Wrestling Observer they're right a small portion of the time. So there is no rumors that they're in talks with the WWE. It's just there's the rumors that they have left. They have tweeted that they have basically left the company. So it is up. This is all speculation. So if Eric Young, let's say WWE goes after Eric Young, that is a for sure that he will go for NXT. And I think with Eric Young, he won't get as big of a push as Bobby Roode, which could make Eric Young a bit frustrated because you're going for the same company, going to another company together, and you're going to have Bobby Roode get pushed. But if I'm Eric Young, I'm looking at it as okay, I need to work my ass off even more to become a better wrestler and to get a push.
Oh yeah, and he will definitely if they do go to WWE and he does go to NXT, whether him and Bobby Roode, like if they do go to WWE, say that they do, if Bobby Roode goes in the main roster and Eric Young goes to NXT, Eric Young I think will still thrive at NXT. He will do very well there. He will tear the house down, in my opinion. Just give him some time, like the right push, the right feuds, that kind of thing. He will tear the house down, in my opinion. I think he'll do great.
If Bobby Roode does, and this is all again, this is if they go to the WWE. If Bobby Roode gets hit to the main roster, I mean, just imagine both of them at NXT. Look at that roster. And just think, a couple years ago, the men's roster was weak. The men's roster now, with everything that goes, you would have Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, Austin Aries, I wouldn't say Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn's gone. He's basically on the main roster now. Nakamura, Apollo Crews. Am I missing someone?
Well, they have smaller names.
Yeah, smaller names, but you have the people they're building up. Then you have Bobby Roode, and then Eric. That is 8 main eventers. This is where if you have 8 people like that, this is where a smaller belt like with IC would help with something like that. But they can't do that. So, any final thoughts on this? Oh, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on the whole beer money thing? Because remember, Bobby Roode went to James Storm and said, hey, come back to TNA, we'll do beer money.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting to see that because, like you said, to your point before, James Storm being in NXT and they coming back to TNA to form Beer Money, and now Bobby Roode possibly leaving to go to WWE or some other promotion. That's definitely a really interesting thing. I don't know what would happen with James Storm in TNA because that's really his gimmick right now. And I mean, he could do a great singles career, yeah. But Beer Money was running really well. I would have liked to see it go longer, and we still can because, like you said, it's all rumored. We don't know for sure yet. But yeah, the whole Beer Money thing, him leaving, that's definitely really interesting and definitely a big hit to James Storm.
Okay, so we are going to move on. The next story is regarding Dean Ambrose, and this one being from again the Inquisitor. And it says, ever since the Shield split up, all 3 members went out their own separate ways. 2 of them have won WWE titles. Dean Ambrose is the only exception, but some believe that in a matter of time, Ambrose currently has a huge no-holds-barred match against Brock Lesnar. So, what this rumor is Dean Ambrose having a huge push after Mania and turning heel, which I would like it to be flip-flop where Ambrose is face and Roman is heel, but I honestly thought if Ambrose was to turn heel, it would be at Survivor Series. I actually called it and said that Ambrose would turn heel. I didn't think I knew that Roman wouldn't turn heel because they were pushing him as much, but I thought if anyone was to go heel, it would be Ambrose, and we know the result of that. So, if Ambrose, in my opinion, has a strong showing and looks really good against Lesnar at WrestleMania 32, I think he deserves the push.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And him going heel, I mean, like you said, I would like better Ambrose being face and Roman going heel because right now, Ambrose, we've seen when he was in that feud with Triple H, he was a much better face. The crowd loved him. They loved to see him, that kind of thing. Where you have a guy like Roman who's the leading face and he's still getting booed like he's a heel. So I would definitely rather see, like you said, Roman as a heel, Ambrose as a face. But if we do see Ambrose as a heel, I think it'll go really well, honestly. He'd be amazing at it, and he could be either a full-on heel or the kind of heel where it's like he just kind of does his own thing, beats to his own drum, doesn't like shit on the crowd all the time. I think it would honestly be great, but the issue with doing that is that there's not enough faces right now. There's not enough main event faces, so him leaving would be a big hit to the faces.
Well, the problem with that also is there's not enough main event heels.
That's very true, yeah.
They're really struggling. Also, Cesaro is apparently going to be returning soon from his injury. Now, let's read on with his article. According to Cage Side Seats, the expectation is that, Ambrose is going to thrust in the WWE title picture once WrestleMania 32 is over. He has been in it before, and he has battled both Rollins and Triple H in hopes of capturing it. And I just want to say, we're not going to see the way that match was with Triple H was outstanding. Yes, we don't like the story and how nothing changed, but the wrestling with Dean and Triple H was amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
So continue, but never crossed the threshold. Ambrose has really worked his way up the ladder and truly deserves a run with the title. I agree. But it's going to be interesting how it comes about. Dean Ambrose took on Triple H at Roadblock and lost the match for the WWE title. On a recent edition of the Steve Austin Show, a lot of interesting information came forth. Stone Cold Steve Austin said that Ambrose's clean defeat to Triple H actually elevated him due to the big table bump at the false finish where Triple H foot was Dean Ambrose's foot was actually under the rope. And this is a quote from Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think he shined so much as a wrestler, as a performer, that this match got him over in my eyes, but then he was before this match, and I liked Dean Ambrose. Than he was before this match. Excuse me, I totally read that confusing. And I liked Dean Ambrose to begin with. This match elevated Dean Ambrose. Dude, someone who books can argue at this point with that point with me. But I understand the fact that someone had to get beat, and the right guy got beat, and he got beat in the right way, and it's going to make him look stronger, and that kid's got a great future. He did before this match, and he really does now. He went out there on the big stage with a top guy and threw down. This is all very true and likely to lead Ambrose getting to the WWE title match later this year. Another thing that could truly elevate him is the main event status is beating Brock Lesnar clean. So, what do you think? Stone Cold says that, he deserves it. I think he deserves it. But the rumor is that Ryback is going to get the push and go against Roman Reigns for his first feud.
Yeah, Ryback definitely is not the guy to deserve it at all. Ambrose 100% deserves it. He's been in and out of the title picture so many times, so close to winning it, that kind of thing. And he's great. Whether he's a face or a heel, he'll still be amazing in the ring, on the mic, whatever you need him to do, he'll be amazing at it. He definitely deserves a run for the title. I don't know if I could see him at WrestleMania beating Lesnar clean, though. I don't know if I could see that. That's hard to see because Lesnar's been around for a while, and I don't remember the last time he got beat clean. It was probably John Cena at Extreme Rules, and that was years ago. That was not recent at all. So I don't know if I could. Ambrose definitely deserves it, in my opinion. I don't foresee them, though, giving him that chance to beat Lesnar clean. And like I said before, he does deserve to run for the title. I'm really hoping after WrestleMania he gets that chance. But if the rumor's true about Ryback, then that's going to suck so bad.
Yeah, but man. Dean Ambrose deserves it. I want Dean Ambrose to be top guy. I want him to. But, and this is all assuming that Roman Reigns comes out of WrestleMania 32 as champion. But it's very predictable, and that's why I'm saying this. So, the fact that they're going to put Ryback as, the number one heel, in my opinion, is a desperate move by the WWE saying, look, guys, you guys don't like Ryback? You guys don't like Roman Reigns? You guys better pick someone in this, which the universe won't do.
Exactly.
They want to look at the main event between Sheamus and Roman Reigns. I mean, for at Survivor Series.
Yeah. People still booed them both. They didn't really care. It doesn't matter that Roman was face.
There was what we miss Rollins. We want Cena. I have never heard a "We want Cena" chant.
Yeah, I have not heard that in a long time. That was shocking to hear.
So, I mean, you're going to get those type of chants. But, I don't know. There's also rumors going out that Vince is at the point where he's kind of getting tired of the whole fact that Roman Reigns isn't getting over. And apparently, he's not going to be coming out from the crowd anymore. So, but there's a lot of open spots in this with Dean Ambrose turning heel and then getting his big push. I think he'll get his big push, but I don't know. I could see him turning heel, and I think he'd do a great job. I don't think it'd be smart to keep Roman in face. But it's WWE, you don't ever know. So, final story is regarding the Icon, Sting. Chris's favorite, one of his favorite wrestlers. I'm about to say favorite. And this is again from the Inquisitor. Great website for wrestling sources and rumors. And I quote, when soon-to-be WWE Hall of Famer Sting went down with an injury at WWE United Champions, I was there. It was a brutal injury. In his match with Seth Rollins, many were worried sick about the legend. No one knew if we would ever see him again, and others worried that his neck could be so bad that it could alter his life. Thankfully, Sting was hurt, but his life was not altered by the injury. Many felt that the 56-year-old, goddamn 56-year-old, Sting went way too far in his match with Rollins. I disagree. I thought the match was awesome, even though everything happened. To be fair, Sting, he did give us a match to remember against Seth Rollins. Seth did everything I'm still going on the quote. Seth did everything he could to protect Sting, but Sting landed a turnbuckle bomb wrong and led to the Icon going down for the count. Sting lost the match, but his health was the most important thing. Many felt that this way was his last match. And this is from TMZ, the biggest drama company out there. TMZ reports for the past week seem to be confirming as they claim that Sting was retiring from competition. It would make his entire thing official at the WWE Hall of Fame in a few weeks. Now, TMZ reports that Sting is not yet retired, and comes from his mouth of Sting himself, a legend from Altoona, Pennsylvania. When TMZ caught up with him and asked him about his neck, which he responded to by saying his neck was okay. He was then asked again about his retirement, but Sting claimed that there was a lot of rumors out there, and he was not officially retired. So, Sting saying that he's not officially retired, does that mean he's coming back to the ring?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever see him doing it because, number one, he's 56 years old, man. The guy, he's done it all. He's been everywhere. He's like, his nickname is the Icon. He really is an icon. He's deserving of his Hall of Fame spot that he's getting. And number two, it's that I don't think he doesn't really need to. I get if he just loves to compete, he loves to wrestle, that kind of thing. But, like, there's nothing left for him to do. There's nothing he needs to come back and do. I think, honestly, he really needs to just retire. He can just hang up his boots and be done. He doesn't need to come back anymore. He's just done. Like I said before, I understand he loves to be in the ring. I get that. That's his life. He's been doing this forever. But he's 56 years old. He has a family to think about. He shouldn't be risking his life like he did at Night of Champions, where, yes, it was a mistake, but he's still risking his life every time he's in the ring. He doesn't need to be doing this anymore.
And if anyone doesn't know, and I could be wrong, but if I remember from the interview he did with WWE, the thing he did wrong was he didn't tuck his neck in whenever he's thrown into the turnbuckle.
Mm-hmm.
He let his neck free, which allowed his neck to go straight back when he landed, and, well, that will hurt. So, I think Sting will retire. I don't think he's going to come back to the ring, especially with what happened with his neck. To be completely honest with you, he doesn't need to come back to the ring because, the big question for Chris and I that night, and, I wasn't big on, finding the rumors at this point, was that was Sting supposed to win that match? Was he, supposed to win? Would he have won if the injury wouldn't happen? It's been very clear that Sting was going to lose that match.
Yeah.
So, it didn't affect the outcome, but I hated seeing Sting go out like that.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure he hated it too. That's why, he doesn't want to confirm his retirement. I'm sure that's a big reason why. Because that match, that happening, has got to be a huge hit to his ego. I mean, he's the icon Sting. He's been around for so long, and for him to go out like that, like an injury like that, to lose a match where he wasn't even supposed to lose, at least not like that. He wasn't supposed to lose like that at all. And for him to go out like that, I'm sure he's not happy about it, but he really just, there's nothing left he can do, really. He's done everything. He's accomplished it all.
So, I do see Sting retiring soon. But we're going to recap. We're not going to go all over it, but if you weren't paying attention, Sting has confirmed that he is not technically retired yet. Dean Ambrose has been rumored to turn heel and to have a huge push after WrestleMania 32. And the big story is Bobby Roode and Eric Young have reportedly, and it is a rumor, that they have left Impact Wrestling. And from the Wrestling Observer, and again, I am preaching, the Wrestling Observer does not get a lot of things right when they do rumors. That Bobby Roode and Eric Young could be in the talks with WWE. That is not confirmed. But before we go, be sure to hit that like button. Comment what you think of the news that we have broken for you. If you like what you are hearing, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't ever miss another show. Monday Night Review's happening tomorrow night. Thursday is the next big thing. And then next week, we will have Kyle fly down on March 30th. And we will be doing a lot of videos with him. We'll be going to WrestleMania pre-show and after-show, the NXT TakeOver Dallas, the Hall of Fame. A lot of content coming from us. So, until next time, I'm Blake Carter, and I'm joined by Kyle. Peace.